There's got to. It's just. He's walking away scot-free. Yeah, he doesn't have his wrestling career. Yeah, he's going to have a record. It's going to hurt him with a job. And the sex offender list, I don't know if it's for the rest of your life. It's for 5 years, 10 years, 6 years. I don't know. But
well, if it's the Megan's Law, then it's pretty much his entire life.
Okay, I'm not too familiar. I remember hearing about Megan's Law. But the thing is, he's walking away scot-free. And, you know, these kids in these videos, I don't know if they're kidnapped or what. I don't know really anything about it. It's the dark internet. I'm not familiar with it. I just think it's fucking sick. I think it's really a sad situation that this guy, even though he pled guilty, and whatnot, he's getting away easy. He's getting away really easy.
Well,
people that support him, hold on, Kevin. People that support Chris Levin, who works for Jersey All Pro as a referee, who works for Game Changer as a referee, who works for Impact Ring of Honor as a referee. Dane Decker, who runs Strong Style fucking videos, all these promotions. These promotions themselves are working with fucking people that support a pedophile. And there's not only proof on the internet that they do this. We did a whole show about this. And I'm gonna fucking make sure that these guys are fucking exposed next.
Yeah, no, I agree. The one thing I have to say that I was made to understand, because he had a ton of multiple counts against him of possession of...
It was about 20 to 30 counts.
Right.
Felonies.
So what I am made to understand is that his plea deal was to plead guilty to whatever particular count that the district attorney wanted him to plead guilty to. So,
which is the top charge,
right? Which means in exchange, he probably had to give them all his sources and contacts and everything of where he was getting stuff from and where he was sending stuff. Again, that is hearsay, but I had a lawyer take a look at the information that was available, and that's the conclusion that he thinks that could be the possibility. And the other part is that if he moves to another country, say Canada or the UK, he's going to be able to wrestle and do whatever he wants whenever he wants. He doesn't have to register in another country.
No, he doesn't have to register. You're right, but there's also the internet makes this world, this planet, a smaller place. And I don't know what country you're in. I would like to think what I'm going to say is facts. I don't care what country you're in. No real man or woman would put up with pedophilia or any crimes against a child. Any real fucking, I'm not going to say enemy, any person would not put up with or business or anything with fucking pedophiles or pedophile supporters.
I agree, and it's understandable. It should never be accepted. It should never be tolerated. I don't want to. It's bad enough we got to deal with all this nonsense about you have to have this bathroom for that one, this bathroom for this one. Being pedophilia is not a lifestyle, and it should never be accepted as one.
Who knows the way this world's going?
I mean, people are already pushing for, to have special treatments because people have mental, they consider this a mental disease. So they should have special privileges and special, this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah. And you know what the privileges should be?
Jail.
Fucking parents of the fucking kids that were abused to take this motherfucker in a cage and beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah. His privilege should be he's lucky he gets 3 meals in a prison. That should be his privilege.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. I never even heard what you're just saying. Mm-hmm. I never heard of that before.
Yeah. I've doing a lot of reading on this, stuff because, of the transgender rights and things like that. And people are coming out and saying, well, if people are going to say being transgender and being able to identify yourself as a certain sex, even though the law considers you the other one, then if you're a pedophiler, then you should be able to get special treatment as well to protect your life, your lifestyle, because they consider that a lifestyle, because they consider it normal.
To touch little kids?
And I think that's the only thing that saved Riley from going to prison.
fucking laws in this world anymore that fucking protect kids? I mean, what is this? This is crazy.
No.
That can't be true. You've got to be misinformed somewhere.
Well, that's the only reason why I think he's not going to prison is because he never solicited a minor. He only contained videos and
he was never accused of it either.
Right. So
he was
I think
never accused of touching a minor.
Well, I think that's the only reason why he's not guaranteed jail time. Besides the plea deal and everything else. Because if he did solicit, he probably would have at least served a couple of years and then house arrest.
He was sending out infant porn in return for 12-year-old porn.
Right. No, I know what you're saying. But that's, that's the way how our law is ridiculous, where you can send kiddie porn to somebody in exchange for other kiddie porn, get caught, plead out to not spend a day more in jail, and basically throw all the people that you've been dealing with under the bus, and avoid jail time, and just have to register as a sex offender. And then somebody who solicits a minor, who actually goes and meets a minor, touching them or not, could wind up in jail for at least 5 years, sex offender, and probably be under house arrest for at least a year. I don't see where the difference is. Pedophilia is pedophilia. I don't care if you touched a kid, met a kid, or you send porn back and forth with kids. It's still disgusting. It's still the same thing.
I don't think these laws are strict enough.
Everybody wants to say we need to update, gun laws. We need to update, this law, that law. You don't think we should be updating the law on this nonsense?
Sickening. Really, really sickening.
Absolutely.
And that fucking little fucking jerk off Chris Levin's trying to get him booked in Mexico. That kid needs a fucking beating.
Yeah, it was a message just sent to me saying, let's pull it up. It said,
may not be Richard DeGray.
No, the message came from somebody else. It said, did anyone happen to notice that Lude Boy Riley was tryouts down at the Performance Center in Orlando a couple of weeks back? He was even in pictures showing the tryout people. Surprised no one has brought this up.
The message, whoever saying this message is, first off,
they said it was tryout
before he was arrested.
Well, it said it was mid-January. His name was on the list on tryouts, and he was in the background of the photo on the site.
That was 2017.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get that fact straight.
Yep, that's what I figured. It was January of 2017.
He did this tryout, and it was like, I would say it was a little less than 2 months before he got arrested. I remember all this.
Yeah, well, we all. It's almost the 1 year anniversary when he got picked up.
It was February maybe that he went down there. I don't remember exactly. This guy's got his facts wrong.
We're slowly approaching the 1 year anniversary when he got picked up.
Yeah, it was March 29th, I believe.
Yep, we're all getting ready to go to WrestleCon in Orlando. But you were speaking of Chris Levin, who defends Riley and basically sticks up for him and has started numerous fights and burned many bridges because of it. Now, how come people are still booking this guy?
Because maybe they don't know what he's done. Let me say this: this guy was going around saying that Riley's innocent. When somebody goes to trial, sometimes innocent people are found guilty, even though they're not.
Right.
But an innocent person will never plead guilty.
Right.
And that's what Riley did today.
Yep.
Pleaded guilty. He wasn't found guilty. He pleaded it. Admitted it.
So, there you go. I mean, you're guilty. I mean, you don't have to watch any law programs on TV to know that innocent people...
when they raided this guy's house, he gave him his cell phone in his ear. There's pictures on here.
That's just stupid. I mean, seriously. If a couple of guys come up to your house, wearing suits, ready to pick you up, or badges hanging around their neck, you might want to, put your phone in the back of the toilet tank or something.
Hey, now, we didn't know this guy. was doing all shit, abusing women. You know, he would date girls that are a lot smaller and physically abuse them. There was a screenshot of a conversation between a girl that I guess he did this to. I don't know where it is. I gotta ask. I gotta find it. I'll try to find it by the end of the night if I can remember. If I have time. About a girl saying that he took her to a dorm room and he was really rough with her. He was like trying to hold her down. So this guy, he's a mentally fucking sick person. Normal people don't continuously do stuff like this.
Well, that sounds like somebody who watched way too much porn and thinks porn's reality.
Kevin, I'll be honest with you. I've watched porn in my life, and I never watched porn where people are physically abused. I mean, sure, it's out there. It's just not my thing.
Oh no, yeah, it's definitely out there. I'm not my cup of tea either, but you know, that's the one thing that people always say, you know, about porn. It's just it's bad for, you know, kids that are trying to, you know, I guess experience sex, but because they believe porn is the way it's supposed to be, and then when they wind up finally having sex, it's like such a letdown.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, if you watch a boxing match after watching Rocky,
yeah,
it's like, wow, this is boring.
I was like, how did that guy go down? He got punched twice. Rocky doesn't go down twice.
Exactly.
Well, you know, it's entertainment. So.
Yeah, well, some of it's just not legal, and
oh yeah, well,
I really think. I really think they should. And then, you know, it's not over yet. He didn't get sentenced yet. That's on April 18th. So, you know, maybe people will like the judge and say, look, you know, this something needs to be done more than 15 years probation, because he'll have no problem with that. He's not like a guy that, you know, that gets into trouble, that goes out and gets into bar fights, you know, or does stupid shit like that. So he'll have no problem in that department. You know, right. I don't think.
Well, like, I don't know how much influence the public can have in the decision of the judge. You know, if it was a plea deal, it's already agreed to.
The prosecution represents the people of the state. The public to me.
Right, but if the prosecution's team came up with this deal and the defense agreed to it, the judge really doesn't have any say in the matter, because Riley already agreed to his penalty. So now it's just a matter of formality for the judge to announce it. So I don't think the judge can make any more on top of what has already been agreed to. So.
I want to know one thing: how much, you know, these lawyers. Because I heard this is a very good lawyer. It must be. Cost his family. I heard his mother. You know, again, this is just. I hear this. This is hearsay or rumors. Rumor and innuendo, like your friend there, Bruce Pritchard, would say. But how much? You know, I've heard that the mother had to take a second mortgage on the house.
I believe it.
You know, the father is a retired cop. I don't know how good his pension is. You know, I'm sure he's not starving, but I also don't think. You know, I heard that the retainer fees to these attorneys are over around $100,000.
I believe it.
I don't have that. I have a good job. I don't have that in my back pocket.
No, I believe it. I mean, I've had family who have had to have, you know, get lawyers for whatever legal cases, and they had to take a loan out on the, you know, their mortgage or a home equity loan or things like that. So, I mean, you know, unless they were sitting on a nest egg that, you know, nobody knew about, that's pretty much the only way that you can afford a lawyer. I don't think a lawyer is going to do it free.
I had a lawyer for when I went to athletic commission. That cost me $5,000 in retainer fees, and that was a bullshit contract. It wasn't a contract. He was a contract lawyer. It was the thing about them suspending my license and all that shit.
Right.
And it was that. It's not real crime that's going to put me in. It's not even. You know, it's a bullshit contract. You know, whatever. It's not a sex crime. You know what I mean?
No, exactly. No, I mean, obviously.
So I can just imagine the magnitude and the time. Because then I heard he hired a private investigator that was contacted. Well, I know one ex-girlfriend he private investigator contact to get like a character, to see what type of character he was. And she was like, don't ever fucking call me again. She said, I'm going to block. She blocked his number. She goes, I'm the wrong person to call. He had a lot of balls giving up this girl's phone number.
Well, now, I mean, I guess when you're at the point where you're so mentally convinced that you didn't do anything wrong, or the lawyer convinces you
that... Well, that's the thing. The fat man says that Riley's whole life he was enabled. Like it never